Hey, guys, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Listen, we are on day number 3 of Call to Coach Now What? Over the last couple days, you have had the opportunity to learn more about Chase Gray University and how we serve Christian startup coaches. Our job here at Chase Gray University is to help you align your life's purpose with your coaching message so that you can generate profit without compromising your kingdom assignment. So we are on day number 3. I'm excited about today, y'all. I'm always excited, but I'm very excited because we have the Chase Great team rocking out with us on today. So you get the opportunity to meet the coaches behind Chase Great. Listen, guys, it's not even about me. It's about the coaches who are showing up to serve, the coaches who are being certified through our curriculum. I get the opportunity to introduce to many of you our client success director, our client success manager, many engagement manager. Many of you have met them several times before, especially if you are inside of our especially if you're inside of the get it out, Latoya, Coach My Life Network Facebook group. If you are a part of the Coach My Life Facebook group, then you see these coaches quite often. And so today we're going to focus on our topic for today. We're focusing on 3 steps to really staying committed and consistent in your Christian coaching business. What does that look like? How can you continue to show up in your business in those seasons when you feel defeated, when you feel discouraged, when you don't want to do it anymore? How do you continue to show up? How do you maintain your consistency, and how do you maintain your commitment? So I am going to bring to the stage with us on today our fantastic client success director, Coach Jasmine Pittman, and our client engagement manager, Coach Sandra Cobb. I'm going to give them both the opportunity to jump in and say, hey.
Who first? Me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm always first. Hey to everyone watching. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. I'm excited about today. First of all, listen, it's always us. Every time I get on here, it's always Latoya and Miss Sandra with me, and it's always like home. It always feels real good.
Yes.
So I'm excited about today's conversation. Welcome home if you're watching. That's what I'm going to say. Welcome home.
That works. I like that. Welcome home. I like that.
Good. Is it still? No, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. So glad to see you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And just glad to be here with my team, with the Chase Great team.
Yes, we are here. So listen, we're going to talk about over the last couple of days, for those of you who may have missed any of our lives over the last couple of days, make sure you scroll and find day number 1 and day number 2. Day number 1, we talked about the why behind Chase Gray University, and we also talked about the why behind your coaching business. Have you gained clarity of your why in your coaching business? Make sure you go check out the replay for that. Day number 2, we talked about growing your coaching business. Listen, Coach Tiffany, I don't know if you guys were present, but make sure you go check the replay out. Coach Tiffany was dropping nuggets. Okay. When I tell you she knew what the assignment was and she showed up for the assignment. We talked about the 3 pillars of growing your coaching business, and we talked about the 3 pillars of Chase Gray University, how we're here to help you mature your gift in coaching, develop your skill in coaching, and grow your business in coaching. And so today, our final day, it wouldn't make sense not to have the Chase Gray team here to talk about how to remain consistent and committed to your call and coaching. What I love most about the roles that these ladies play here at Chase Gray University, and I'm so glad I get to publicly say this. I'm sure I've said it on lives before, but I'm going to continue to say it because I need to make sure I'm always showing my gratitude for these ladies. They are the ones that help they're the glue to keeping the coaches committed to the curriculum, keep the coaches committed to their call. And so I'm so grateful to have our client success director, Jazz, who is also a leadership trainer in her own respective space, to be a part of Chase Gray University to help the coaches navigate through the curriculum. We talked about the curriculum on yesterday. We talked about the different levels. We talked about level 1, which is our intro to niche coaching. That's the internal development. That's where you are finding your why coaching. We talked about level 2, which is getting higher. This is where we teach you how to create your sales pages, your lead magnet, your email marketing. How do I show up as a professional? And our final level is level 3, and this is where you receive your official Chase Gray Niche certification. It's where we share with you the standards of coaching, and we really help you connect your framework and your methodologies to what you do as a coach. And so the coaches here, they play such intricate roles in those different levels of the program, because one thing I know for sure is when you are called to do something that God has called you to do, baby, the enemy is showing up. Okay. He is showing up. So I want to I'm gonna start out with Coach Sandra. I'm gonna pass the mic over to her. Let me tell y'all, I am loving Coach Sandra and these girls today. I don't know, I don't know about y'all, but these curls and these glasses, it just gives me
Bless
all type
you.
of life. Now, what I will say is I'm so sad
What?
that all 3 of us are blind like that.
No, I'm
Nope,
not blind.
I'm not blind.
I
Let me be
once was blind,
Oh,
but
listen, come
now I
on.
see.
Glory.
Come on, and switch it on me.
Let me say this. Let me before Coach Sandra say that I'm not blind. Listen, y'all, these are blue light. You know, the light inside of the screen will give me major headaches, so I have to wear these
Oh wow.
only when I'm on the computer screen, or else she wouldn't have these on, baby, because she got 2020.
Well,
Okay.
listen, your girl don't. Okay, I I
No,
am I am blind, and I am trusting God to lead, God, and direct me. Because
glory,
without these glasses, baby, it's horrible. So
glory.
we're gonna start out with Coach Sandra. I want
Mhm.
Coach Sandra, of course, number one, to just share her role here at Chase Gray University, her experience here at Chase Gray University, and what she adds to our community.
Ooh. Okay. So I am a very grateful graduate of Chase Gray University. I am a certified forgiveness coach coming through the university. I am grateful to have the role of being the engagement manager, right? The for the coaches. It was it was meant to be. What I love about the experience in this position is being able to share with the other coaches who are going through the niche certification program. I've been there. I still remember, it's been a couple years now, but I remember the challenges, the excitements, the pain, the tears, the fears, all of that. And I can still relate to that. And I don't want any of our coaches who are in a program to be left behind. I don't
Yeah,
want any of them to feel like I'm in this thing and no one can possibly understand what I'm going through. I understand because I went through it. And so the things that aren't, in the training program that you're going to go through, the feelings that you have, the angst that you have, the times when you need that encouragement, and you don't quite know who to ask for. I'm here for that. I'm here for that any given day to help you successfully make it through this program because it can be done and is worth everything that you're investing to go through the program. Everything, your time, your resources, your sacrifices. It's worth it all. It's priceless to me. And it would be selfish of me not to share and help others go through and be successful.
yeah, I love that. We call Coach Sandra Mother Grace here at Chase Gray University because she is definitely the one who has the grace for the coaches who find themselves stuck, who find themselves falling behind, who find themselves afraid. And I'm
Mhm,
saying these things, and these things are not to provoke fear in you, but to provoke awareness. Understand, I
mhm,
shared with you guys before that Chase Gray, I believe that we're a birthing room. And for those
mhm.
of you who have ever had a child, a natural birth is something totally different, right? You go through all different types of emotions. You go through pain, you go through turmoil, you go through it. But when the baby is born, I don't know how God did this, but it's like you forget that it ever even happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to have Coach Sandra as one of the midwives here at Chase Gray University. Of course, that same question goes for Coach Jasmine. We would love to know your involvement, your engagement to Chase Gray University, and what you add.
Okay, so I know Coach Sandra says that she's a graduate. I'd like to think of myself as a forever student of Chase Gray. And the reason why I say that is because there's always something to learn.
Yes,
There's
sir.
always a new development. There's I'm a trainer. And so I remember being in corporate America and then they would always be like, well, we know what training is going to say. And in training, we always say there's always room for growth and development, right? There's always room. Nothing is ever final. There could be a process today and a
Mm-hmm.
new process tomorrow. There could be a system that we think is the bomb today and a new system, a better, more efficient system tomorrow. So I say I'm always a forever student of Chase Great because things are always changing and there's always room for growth. And so I feel like as long as I'm here, there's always room for growth. There's always something to learn. What do I bring to the table? Me, when I
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
All of that.
I bring me, you get me. No, but I know Coach Sandra is Grace. And I always say that Latoya is Mercy. And I like to think of myself as the performance driven person to get it going, like to get it done. Um, I'm not emotionless, right? I'm not. I feel your emotion. I feel your pain. I understand your fears. I get where the tears are coming from. But I'm the person that's going to push you to move, right? To move past those areas because if I allow you to sit in that fear, to sit in that emotion, to sit in what you're feeling or you're thinking or all of those different things, then no one gets anything done,
yeah,
right? So as the client success director, it is my job to ensure that my team and I are making sure that you can get through the program so that you can show up, right? You got to show up. Yes, there's a winding road of, listen, I quit all the time. I quit a whole bunch of times. I'll be like, you know what, I quit. I ain't doing this. But somebody has to come back and say, yes, you are. You can do this. And so if we're saying that if I'm the midwife that's like, push, I'm not the
Mm-hmm.
mid.
yeah,
I might rub your back and say push, but I'm the midwife. Like, baby, I see the head. I need you to push. I need you to go. I'm the pusher. I'm the person speaking to you and yelling at you that you can do this when you feel like your body is giving up and ready to quit. I've never had the pleasure of giving birth, but I've heard women say like there's this point where you feel like you can't go any further.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That this baby just gonna be inside of here because I'll have nothing else in me to give. But I'm the person telling you that baby, you're right there. You gotta push because it's when you push and that baby comes out that, like Latoya said, everything goes away, that you're able to operate in that purpose. Your purpose is to give birth to this thing. I'm the pusher. I'm here to push you towards
I'm
that.
the pusher. Did y'all check that? That's hilarious.
Oh,
No, I totally 100% agree. Like I said before, having these ladies a part of our team is what has been able to sustain Chase Great over the past several years, keep us going. And guess what? This is only the beginning. One of the opportunities that we provide here at Chase Great is giving the coaches who have gone through our training and who are certified the opportunity to join the executive team. How can you join our team so that you too can give back to the coaches who are coming through this program, who are coming through this process? Because knowing what it's like, it just establishes you as a much greater expert in that area when you know what this person is experiencing and you know what it's like to not only accept the assignment that God has given you, but to stay committed and consistent in that assignment. That's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball game. But that brings me to our topic today. We're talking about 3 steps to remaining consistent and committed to your coaching business as a believer, as a kingdom coach. And so the first step I want to talk about is clarity. I talk about clarity all the time as a vision coach. That's my sweet spot. That's my zone of genius. It is my innate behavior or innate desire to help others bring clarity to whatever situation they're in, right? To help you change your perspective. Our motto here is we are here to help change the mindset of our clients and not just the moment. Well, in order to change the mindset, we have to focus and help that client gain clarity on where they desire to go in their life. And so,
Mhm.
specifically for coaches, we want you to sit down and gain clarity of where you want to go in your coaching business. Is this a business where you feel, this is something that I just want to do to add value to the world? Or is this something that you really want to do so that you can build out a organization that is going to serve and impact the lives of other people? I'm not going to put Coach Sandra business out there because I don't think she's ready for everyone to know what she's been working on behind the scenes, but to know that as a product of Chase Great, who went through the program, she's now a forgiveness coach who's now looking for opportunities to help other forgiveness coaches operate in their lane, operate in their call. This is what the point or the purpose of what Chase Great is about. We understand that our assignments are not about us, it's about the people that we're called to serve. But if we're not clear on how to implement that assignment, how to maximize that assignment, how to go after that assignment, how will we ever reach the place that God truly
Mhm.
intended for us?
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
that we're all familiar with the scripture, write the vision and make it plain. But it's so much deeper than that. And listen, this is Jazz area because she definitely takes that scripture a lot further. But I want to hear from our other coaches about the clarity aspect of remaining consistent and committed in their Christian coaching business.
Who goes? Me? I always go. No. Um, I think that clarity piece is vital. The clarity piece, listen, that's when you have an understanding, like in all that getting, get an understanding, right? Get clarity, be sure, understand what you're talking about. I'm going to say, as the client success coach, I'm going to tie it straight back into Chase Great, right? Because I know personally for me, it took me a moment to get clarity. To get clarity means you have to be open, you have to be willing, you have to be real, and you have to be honest, and not just honest with yourself, but honest with your experiences, honest about the why, like how you got here. And I love it because there's this part, right? I think it's our second call in Chase Great University, right? Our first call is we review your assessment, right? We talk about that, and that brings some clarity as to who you are. That's kind of cool. It just registered to me that we start in clarity. That's dope. We start in clarity because we start with this assessment tool that we give you, right? And then in this assessment tool, it brings clarity into who you are, how you handle certain situations, how you navigate through different things, how you show up, right? And even inside of that call, I'm able to help you, or myself and my team members, we're able to kind of help you recognize and connect some pieces, right? But when we get to that very first true coaching call and we walk you through your why, right? We walk you through that. That's usually where I see a lot of emotions because it becomes clear as to how I got here, right? And when you know how you got here and you're able to see all the things that you had to overcome to get to this moment, and then you recognize the who connected to that. So your clarity isn't just about you being clear on what
Mhm.
your assignment is, it's also you being clear on who your assignment is for, right? Because I know that I'm called to this, but who am I called to specifically? So when we are able to navigate through the clarity of who you are, how you operate, why you've been called to this
Mhm.
particular thing, and then who you've been called to, I'm not going to say it makes it easier. Don't ever, I'm not going to tell you that. It doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make it like, okay, I know now, so let me go knock this thing out. It actually makes it a little bit more, you're clear, but then that level of concern and care and commitment begins to grow because you recognize that it's not about you. The clarity in all of this is understanding a whole lot of different elements, but wrapping it all the way down into purpose and assignment. And so
Mhm.
in the programming, I love that we're able to do that. And my eyes are like probably looking upwards because I'm recognizing that we really do that on the first call. Like,
Yeah.
like we
Yeah.
do that in the assessment. There's some clarity of self in that first call. Did y'all know that?
Onboarding call. Yeah, the onboarding call
She's
is definitely a clarity call.
It is.
He said, "Did y'all know that?"
Because listen, I do them all the time, but hear me out. You got to recognize that when we started building out the cause, right? When we started building those cause, and initially there was no, we weren't doing the assessment tool, right?
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
what we were starting off with was call number one was the clarity call, but
Hmm.
then we added the assessment tool, and I'm sitting here like, but that's clarity first.
It
It's
Hmm.
just
is.
kind of dope, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. Y'all ain't gotta have this moment with me, but I'm having a really good moment. Like, dang, I wonder if we considered that when we were doing this, but I don't know. But I think it's kind of cool. I'm sorry.
But that's how God works. He told us what to do. We
Yep.
did it, and then revelation came. Like, oh, that's why he said
Yep.
do it that way. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Coach Sandra, what's your input on clarity?
I was just thinking, and I was seriously fighting back tears. Um, I remember the moment I got clarity through talk. I was sitting at the very table I'm at now. Here's the ironic part: I was on the other side of the table.
Mm.
I remember the tears, I remember the questions, I remember the moment of getting the clarity of, oh, forgiveness. That's what I'm supposed to be focusing on. And now I'm on the other side of the table to tell you that that clarity for me directs everything I do.
Yeah.
It directs everything that I do. You talk about the analogy of us being, in a birthing room, and us helping people to birth this out, this out of them. And for me, my natural pregnancies, I like to know things. Knowing keeps me focused.
Yeah.
It doesn't minimize, so I went to Lamaze classes and things, and I got knowledge of knowing each stage of what was happening with my body. Didn't minimize it, didn't change it, didn't take the pain away. But for me, the knowing kept me focused even through those hard times to know I'm going to get past this. This doesn't last always. And on the other side of this, I'm going to be at the next level, right? And then the next level. And then I'll have this baby that I've been waiting for all this time. The clarity gives, I just don't have time to waste on anything else. That's what the clarity does for me. I don't have time to waste on anything else. It doesn't mean like that I don't
That's
know
good.
anything else.
That's good.
I know plenty, and I can share. But where I'm putting most of my energy is that point of clarity that God has called me to be a forgiveness coach. So my reading, my studying, my preparation, most of my time is on in that area of focus on my assignment, because I just Coach Jasmine drills says in, we have X amount of time daily. We don't get any more time than the next person does. So I need to focus my time on the thing that God has called me to do. That's what clarity does for me.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sorry, Toya.
Hmm.
I saw you getting ready to say something. Because when as Coach Sandra was talking, I heard the word comfortable. Here's my
Mm.
question, right? Because do you deem clarity as comfortability? Because for me, I would say clarity is not comfortable,
It's not.
and I
It
think
just, and I don't see it as comfortable. I just see it. I hate, one of the things that I hate most is wasting time.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve of mine. I hate wasting time. And so clarity just helps me to focus so I'm not wasting time that I can't get back.
And I think that's the valuable part about niche coaching, right? Is it forces you to be focused.
Mhm.
It focus
Mhm. Yeah.
it forces you, goodness, I can talk. It forces you to be focused. It forces you to stay, like you said, you don't want to waste any time. So when I'm clear of who I am, when I'm clear of my assignment, I don't have to waste time trying to figure stuff out. I don't waste time in places or in rooms that are not fitting to me. I don't
Mm-hmm.
waste time. I talked about yesterday how when I first found out, when God first told me that I was a vision coach, I found myself dumping my gift on everyone, right? Because I was so
Mm-hmm.
excited. Like everybody needs this. But when you're clear of who, as Jazz just talked about, when you're clear of the why and the who,
Mm-hmm.
it allows you to learn how to use what God has given you in the proper place with the proper people at the proper time. And so having clarity in your coaching business, why does that keep you committed? Why does it keep you consistent? Because you know what you're doing. You know why you're doing this. You know what you're why you're showing up. And when I say know what you're doing, that's not saying that you have all the answers, but you know that deep inside of you, I have a purpose and I know what my assignment is. Now whether I'm fulfilling this assignment in my corporate profession, or if I'm fulfilling it in my business building profession, we know who we are, so we're able to use this wherever we go. We're able to apply this wherever we go. I'm working with a executive leader right now, and we're it's funny because her thing has been, I want you to help me find help me figure out who I am when I grow up, right? Hilarious to me. It just tickles me because she a whole grown up. But what tickled me about it is that she had already been in purpose. The problem
Mm-hmm.
was is that it wasn't clear to her how to apply this to all areas of her life. And so clarity in your coaching business is the most important part, because it's what's going to keep you committed, it's what's going to keep you focused, and it's what's going to keep you moving forward. So that brings me to step number 2. We've talked about clarity. Step number 2, we talk about community. Here at Chase Great, community is a big deal for us. Listen, the coaches are always coming together to sharpen one another, to support one another, to help one another. Yes, we have our assigned client success coaches and our client engagement manager. And, we have our team to help our clients navigate through the curriculum. But one thing that I've noticed is that we draw community driven coaches where they're okay with connecting with one another to hold one another accountable. They're okay with reaching out to, no one is bigger than the other in this community. Like no one is, I've made it and I'm good. Like no one is there. Everyone understands that as we accept this kingdom assignment, iron sharpens iron. And we need one another to help each other keep moving forward. Because as we talked about in day number 2, this is warfare. When you are a kingdom coach, now this isn't just for, secular coaches or coaches who are not of Christ. This is for the coach who understands that they have been called by Christ, that this is their discipleship, that this is their ministry that they are monetizing. There's warfare that happens. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been in warfare and tried to fight it by myself. It's
Mm-hmm.
awful. It's an awful place to be, because I shared a scripture with my baby earlier. He came to me and he said, Mom, I've been having some bad thoughts. I don't know what this is about death, but he's been having these thoughts of death. And so he's like, I prayed about it, but I want you to pray with me. So we sat down, we prayed together. And then I took him to a scripture. I took him to John 10 and 10. For, the enemy for the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But God sent his son that we may live and live life more abundantly. We have to constantly rehearse and remind ourselves of these type of scriptures, because the moment that we start to understand and get the clarity of who God called us to be, the enemy is going to come try to steal that from you. What? Like never before. So I would love to hear Coach Jazz, Coach Sandra, what is your perspective when it comes to community and what we do here at Chase Great?
I love, I never experienced community like I have at Chase Great. Um, Not quite to this degree. It can get personal, right? Now in at the university level, I had cohorts, so there was a sense of community there, right? It didn't get as personal. I couldn't call them at midnight or put a post, up and actually expect someone to respond and say it's okay, seeing I understand what you're going through. But the community is priceless. We've just been we're there to help each other. Like we just don't it has nothing to do with titles. It has nothing to do with anything. It's that we feel like we're in this together, right? And so we every if one of us needs help, all of us need help. We need to reach out to help, and that's been since day one. And we've got, like, I know I'm clear on who God has called me to be and what type of coach, and we've got other amazing coaches, and I've had to call on other coaches in their niche to help me as I've gone through this process. I wouldn't have had that without the community. I'm talking is recent as last week. Feeling overwhelmed about something and so much coming over at me, and so we're talking, and Coach Patricia's right there, and it's like I text her while we in the middle of something else. I need you, and she showed up like that, and she's been helping me, and it's going to move my business even further. This community, so you can't do it alone. That's the point. When you enter into something like this, so great, you just can't do it alone, but you don't have to either. That's the great part. And you here, and I recognize this. My family loves me, and my family wanted to support me and encourage me, and they did, but they didn't get quite everything because they're not a coach. They haven't been through a program like that. So they couldn't quite relate to everything that I was going through, as much as they love me and as much as they wanted to support me. But this community is, as again, I think it's just priceless. I went first that time, Coach Jazz.
I know. I saw it though. But I'll agree with you. I think this community is about relationship, right? And we value the consensus of relationship and being able to have true and genuine connections with each other. I'll give some of my examples on why I love it so much. I remember um pandemic, and we're all in our houses and we can't get to each other, we can't physically get with each other. And I remember having Zoom study sessions, like you're working on your business and you're trying to create content, and the whole world is migrating to a place of virtual, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just long for that true and genuine connection even in the middle of this virtual world, this pandemic. And I can remember getting on the computer with some of the coaches of Chase Grade, and we would literally, and listen, here's the thing, no one is really talking to each other. We just had this sense of community with each other, that we would all be on Zoom together, working together. I remember one day, like, I'm in the kitchen cooking, but I'm coming back to the screen. We got music playing, but we needed each other. We recognized that we needed each other so badly. And even if it was like, I can remember working on something. Hey, y'all, what y'all think about this? That was the community. Being able to have that listening ear or have someone next to you to bounce ideas off of. That is the community of Chase Great, understanding that we need each other. We understand each other, and we're going to be there for each other. We're going to show up for each other. I had an event. My Chase Great family was present in every aspect of my event, even like what you need me to do. Like, listen, you just here, you pay for a ticket, just sit down somewhere. No, 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 no. What you need me to do? That's community. Just this past week, Coach Sandra called me out of nowhere, almost made me cry. I probably would have cried if I hadn't been. I was at my dad's house, but she called and she said, "I just missed you. I just wanted to check in on you," and it made me like, tear up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
because that is community. That is a level of concern or caring about me beyond Chase Great. Like, it's gone beyond the
Yeah.
Chase Great. It has become relational. It's become genuine. It's become real. And so when you join our community and when you're a part of the CGU family, you are just that, a part of the CGU
Mm-hmm.
family. And so we check in. We celebrate your wins. And then we're there for you when some of the challenges happen. So we support you in your challenges. We celebrate your wins. We check in on you. You can run it by me. It's not always about, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully. It's not always about what's included in the package. How about that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What's included in the package is, hey, you get your coaching calls, you get your monthly one-on-one coaching calls, you get the community calls on the first and third Monday, you get the cohort calls on the Thursday. It's not just those package moments. It's the all of the in betweens. The community is the in between because the expectation is, yeah, we get this one-on-one. The expectation is, yes, we get the Monday calls, but it's the Tuesday conversations and the Wednesday check-ins and the Friday this and the Saturday this and the Sunday this. It's those in between moments that brings community. It's that time where you feel like, I do not know how I'm about to do this or if this even makes sense, where somebody will reach out. It's knowing that at any given moment, I can pop on to our social media group and say, hey guys, I was thinking about this. What do you guys think? Hey, can someone review this and give me some feedback on those um,
Mm-hmm.
supported days? It's having that 24-hour support because I'm a night owl. I don't know why. I just function better in the wee hours, as they say in the Christian world, late in the midnight hours. That's when I'm up. I'm up late in the midnight hours. So I may see it on social media and respond or hit you a quick inbox or, hey, you can text me. I just saw one of our coaches flash across the screen. That coach will call me whenever, however, for whatever. And guess what? I'm going to call her too. I'm gonna call her too. And she'll just, hey coach, what you doing? Nothing, coach, what you doing? And it's so funny because we don't even say names, it's just coach.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, coach? What's up, coach? But that's relationship and community. And so being a part of CGU for me, even when you feel like I'm tired, I can't take no more, it's overwhelming. Somebody's gonna pop up in those moments because of the connection and the community and say, hey, I got you. What you need? How can I help you? What's going on? I ain't
Mm-hmm.
seen you in a minute. You okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's community. And you need that as a coach because you're not meant to do any of this by yourself.
Absolutely. Listen, this conversation just makes me smile because I know what God showed me, but you don't really know how it's going to look. It's like I see what he's showing me, but I don't really know how this is going to pan out. And the community piece is so important to me because Coach Jazz is right. She had an event, the coaches were there. Coach Sandra, you selling books, you have an event, we're there. And the other coaches, we just had a one coach who just did one of her events. Coach Stacy, our voice coach, the coaches were there. And it's like these are the opportunities where it's not always about the package. I really like that you
Mm-hmm.
said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is a monetary investment, but what I've learned is that your monetary investment, you're not paying for what you're going to get. Listen, because we can't put a
Mm-hmm.
value on the level of transformation that really happens here at Chase Great. Your investment is a responsibility tool to hold you accountable. It's your seed. It's you saying, just like we pay our tithes and our offerings. I'm taking this seed and I'm resowing it because I'm trusting God for the harvest. Your investment into your tuition, your enrollment here at Chase Great, it's not about what you're getting because the value of the service is not even comparable to the amount that you are
Mm-hmm.
financially investing. Your investment is just the seed. What you're saying is, I'm sowing this seed because I believe that I'm going to reap the harvest in my business. I believe that I'm going to reap the harvest with the clients that I'm called to serve and to support. And that's what I really believe. When I get on calls, on our enrollment calls with the coaches, and they're looking at the investment and they're trying to figure out, well, how am I going to make this investment? I try to change the mindset so quick and say, listen, I don't want you to look at the investment as a weight. I want you to look at the investment and say, this is what I'm expecting. So I'm going to make this investment into the program because I'm expecting to reap the harvest once I start coaching and people start to invest in me. So I love that coach Jazz talked about that community aspect because it's more than just the package. It's so much more than that. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me take us to our last point. I'm sorry, Coach Sandra.
I couldn't find my finger.
That's
Um,
okay.
you talked about the investment, and like I mentioned before, one of our conversations on the other side of the table,
Hmm. Hmm.
you were telling me what the investment was. Two things points about that. Um, I immediately knew that I could not afford not to make the investment.
Yeah.
I immediately knew I couldn't miss this opportunity. And for me, this is big, and it might be big for a lot of people watching. I was not used to investing in myself.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
would invest in other people. I invest in other people's dreams, goals, people that need help. Everybody else I would invest in. I saw it as an investment, it was worthwhile, but I never invested in myself.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first times in my entire life that I saw that I was worth this investment. So it wasn't I didn't see it as investing in the program. I saw it as investing in Sandra,
Mm.
into this thing that God
I
had
love
called
that.
me into, and I could not afford to miss it.
Yeah.
So I had to do it.
Absolutely. I love that. It's an investment in self. It's an
Mm-hmm.
investment in development of developing the call that God has assigned you to.
Absolutely.
You can
Absolutely.
only go so far operating on the gift. Like, don't get me wrong, the gift is amazing. That's what shows you how much God really loves you when He's embedded a seed in you to help serve and transform the lives of others. But I remember only working on the gift, and sometimes only working on the gift can get you so far.
Yeah.
Only working on the skill can get you so far. But when you learn how to combine the gift and the skill, and then you connect yourself with a community, it takes things to a totally different level, like a totally different level. Last point, so that we can wrap up tonight. It's not night, it's the afternoon. But Coach Sandra has a call with one of our coaches that she got to get to. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Our final point, our final step in you, how do I maintain the 3 steps to maintaining consistency and commitment in my Christian coaching business as a kingdom coach? Number 3 is collaboration. This is such a hard, it seems to be hard in the secular world. I'm gonna say that. Collaboration, partnering with one another. When I tell people the vision of Chase Grape, they look at me sideways all the time. Like, you
Mhm.
doing that for what? Like, why are you doing all of that? I've had coaches tell me, you doing too much. You doing too much. You are doing way too much. And it sounds right when you sit down and think about all of the things that we provide here at Chase Gray University at the price point that we provided. You may think that, but on the flip side, I know what God called us to. So I have to eliminate some of the naysayers and be obedient. But collaboration is a big deal here at Chase Great. I know what it's like to start a business and have this message, this burning solution, and have nobody to share it with. Who can I share this with? Who's gonna hire me so that I can help them in this area? I know what that feels like. And so collaboration is a big deal here for us at Chase Great. Once you become Chase Great certified in your niche, you then transition into the Coach My Life network. And we're going to talk a lot more about the Coach of My Life network at a later time. But the Coach My Life network is coaching everyday people through everyday life. And it's allowing the niche certified coaches to show up in their respective area of expertise to serve others in those different areas. We serve in leadership development, business development, lifestyle, and career. And so, what we've done is once you're certified, you are then able to train and teach in the Coach My Life network so that you can partner with others who are interested in your services. Not only do we provide the network, but we also have an anthology that we launch every year, the Coach My Life anthology. We were just talking about it before we joined the call. We're getting ready to launch volume 4 of the Coach My Life anthology. It's our idea of coaching in a book, where the Chase Gray certified coaches, once we're done, you're now a published author. Let's go ahead and let's package your expertise in a book so that you can position yourself as an expert to your audience. Understand, as a coach, having a product is very, very, very important, because it's your lead into the lives of people, right? It's your passive lead into the lives of other people. And the anthology gives the coaches the opportunity to not only establish themselves as an expert, but to generate an additional stream of income and to expand their message. Our goal here at Chase Great is not just to prepare you for coaching, but to also help you develop and grow as a coach as well. So I want to pass the mic. I want to pass it to Coach Sandra just in case we run a little over and she got to drop off. Coach Sandra, how do you feel or what do you think about collaborating as a kingdom coach?
Uh, what you said, I get it. And you talked about opportunities after becoming certified, right? As a certified coach. Truth is, though, the collaboration started way before that.
It did.
They started way before that. And that's just the truth. And you can go into the community and ask anyone.
That's
Uh,
true.
we are big on collaborating with one another. Conferences I've been called to speak on from other coaches,
Yep.
right? They came to learn of me through Chase Great University. I've partnered with. We've done podcasts together, conferences together, vendor events together, because you come to know these people in their gift, in their niche, and though it may not be mine, but I'm not going to sleep on the fact that you're gifted in this area and I know
Absolutely.
someone that can benefit from it. I'm sorry, I'm not the one to help you, but let me tell you about Coach Brittany, or let me tell you about Coach Latrice. Um, so the collaboration is just priceless. The opportunity to be part of book. I got to tell this because it's just the truth. The book that I have written already, it wrote it even before I became certified. It happened because I was part of this community.
Yeah.
I went to the Shift conference. There was a speaker who spoke to me about what God had been speaking about me, and out of that experience in this community came a book and the
It did.
product that has been very useful for my business. So the collaboration, is the potential is endless. The potential is endless if you're willing to put in the work. What I like, though, there's never any competition among us. There's never any competition among us. It's always, what can we do together? How
Yeah.
can we do this together? And I do appreciate that. Again, like you said, you didn't just prepare me for this coaching opportunity, but you've given me room to actually do it,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And you talk about return on investment. You've created the space for me to do this thing that I was equipped to do through Chase Great University. You how do you beat that? You can't beat that, right? So thank you. I personally thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate that. When you were talking about how we use one another, I'm gonna use Coach Jazz words. Listen, we real quick to be like, that's not my ministry, but I do
Mhm.
know somebody who can help you.
Right,
Like, I
right.
had a client, I had a Chase Great, and he's been a client of Chase Great for years. He called me this morning like, Latoya, I'm ready for an editor. I need somebody to help me with this book. Y'all already know I don't do that
Yeah,
anymore. Let
right,
me connect you to a Chase Great coach so
right.
that she can help you with this book because that's not my area of focus anymore. Again, because of the clarity of my
Mhm,
assignment, I
mhm.
no longer go after opportunities that don't belong to me.
Right,
If it
right.
don't belong to me, I don't want it, but I'm going to connect
Mm,
you to the person that I know that it is for. Coach Jazz?
I don't have to say anything. Y'all said everything. No, but that's the reality that there's there's partnership in Chase Great. There's partnership with each other, because we know each other's experiences, and
Mhm,
so
mhm,
so when we talk about collaboration, I think about community and collaboration. They go hand in hand. Because of the community, we collaborate because we understand the
mhm,
experiences. Oh, we could just throw the clarity in there too because I've had clarity and because I've shared the experience. We have the community. Let's collaborate. Let's work together. Chase Great. Actually, when we were talking about it, I'm like, this is collaboration. This moment right here is collaboration.
mhm,
The
Absolutely.
fact
mhm,
that Chase Gray has opened, the podcast up for the coaches to collaborate, to let your voice be heard, the anthology, the conferences where they get to teach
mhm,
and speak as well. Like there's so many opportunities within Chase Great that is in the programming that's in the package for you to collaborate, but it's the outside collaboration I think that makes it even better
Yeah.
because it's those moments of, hey, I'm having an event like Coach Sandra said, can you come speak on your area of expertise?
mhm,
And not just that, is we've learned to trust each other,
mhm.
in
Yeah.
CGU to know
Absolutely.
that I can collaborate with you, that we are on the same pathway, that you do serve who I serve, that I don't have to worry about what she gonna say when she get up there
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Listen.
because
Right. Right.
because of the community of it all. So I love it. I like I said, collaboration, community, they go hand in hand. And CGU has not just provided a place for community, but a place for us to come together as like-minded individuals and grow our businesses, our skills, or even just listen. And it's not always, and hear me out, it's not always that there's work involved or that we have to have an event. It's like, let's go collaborate on this meal. Let's go eat dinner together. Let's go collaborate on some relaxation time. Let's
Yeah.
just go see something together because there's the community, but the partnership and the collaboration of it all. Because I don't want people to think that it's just work, 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 work. It's not. We work hard and we play hard. It was something earlier that you guys was talking about. And I was saying that self-care. Oh, the investment. The investment is also self-care. It's about you taking the time to do something for yourself. And when you
Yeah.
do something for yourself, that's self-care. So
Mm-hmm.
community is self-care. The collaboration is self-care because you're not putting everything on yourself. You trust that when I give someone else the assignment or the responsibility, they can handle it. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
relationship, it's community, it's collaboration, and it's clarity, but it's all Chase Great. It's the foundation of which our coach has set.
Yeah.
And I know Coach Sandra said it earlier, none of this would be possible if you hadn't accepted the call that God gave you. So you were called to coach. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Mm-hmm.
product of the now what. We are the now what. Now what? Now we
Mm-hmm.
get the community. Now we get the collaboration. Now we get the clarity because you answered your call. And so this right here just is a true representation of what Chase Graded, in my opinion, is about. And I yield the mic. Amen.
And I appreciate that. Listen, I do. I appreciate it because at the end of the day, Chase Great is so much bigger than my personal fights, my personal issues. It's much bigger than Jazz's personal fights, her personal issues, Coach Sandra's personal fights, her personal issues. We understand that Chase Great is literally chasing the great within you. Our foundational scripture for Chase Great is greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And I believe that if we can focus on chasing the great that lives within us as believers, then we can defeat the him that is of the world. And it is our job to go out and be the bridge as believers, as kingdom coaches. It is our responsibility to be the bridge between the struggle and the savior. What strategies, what practical strategies can you apply to someone's life that's not only going to draw them closer to Christ, but that's going to create that life of abundance, that's going to help them walk and live in the life of abundance? Yes, God sent his son that we may live and live life more abundantly, but some people don't know how to access the abundance. And as kingdom coaches, it is our job to apply practical strategy to a spiritual fight. And
Mm-hmm.
I it's so funny, and we're gonna close out. It's so funny how I struggle with saying this out loud, right? Because I didn't want to sound so, so deep, but it's so deep. It really is so deep. Like, I know that as kingdom coaches, we're called to the spiritual problem. And this is why one of the things that we focus on here at Chase Great is getting to the root of the problem that you're called to solve. Why? Because in that rooted problem, you're going to see the behaviors. You're going to find kingdom strategies on how to speak to those behaviors, how to market to those behaviors, so that you can position yourself as the expert in applying strategy to change the behavior so that you can uproot the deeper rooted problem. And know that that's what we're all about here at Chase Great University, helping you to identify what problem have I been called to solve in the kingdom so that I can draw others closer to him through the strategies that he's giving you. And so again, this has been a fantastic conversation. We could talk about this all day because this is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But I do hope that you take the 3 steps that we shared with you today, gaining clarity in your business. Where do you want to go? What do you want out of your business? Who is the business for, and why are you doing it? Community, who are you connected to that's going to sharpen you? Who's going to, yes, I talked about how, our certification program is 6 months, but then we have a 6 months post certification that comes along with it for the aftercare. Why? Because in 12 months it sounds like a long time, but it's not. And if you're more, if you're more focused on trying to get a quick return, then
Mm.
you're right. Chase Great isn't for you. But if you're ready to do the work, because faith without work is dead. So if you're not ready to really do the work and work on self so that you can authentically show up for the client, then this, if you are ready for that, this is the place for you. I encourage you to click the link in the caption. We have our upcoming cohort starting soon. We want you a part of it. If this discussion today connected with you, if you're ready to accept your kingdom assignment as a coach so that you can start, grow, and monetize in your area of expertise, then let's sit down, let's design the plan. You're going to be assigned to Coach Jasmine or Coach Sandra. It depends on where you are, in your life's journey, but you're going to be assigned to a coach, and they're going to help navigate you through the curriculum. They're going to help navigate you through the process. And I'm excited about all of our coaches who are going to join us this year and truly help us reach the next level in our business and in our organization. So we're going to close out. Coach Jazz, Coach Sandra, do you have anything to share as final words?
I'm going first this time.
Right, because last time you
Next
stayed
time
for the closing,
it was too much. No,
and we
but
should have ended.
no, I don't. I do. I think you summed everything up perfectly. I just will anybody watching, and if you've been wondering where to go, I just want to welcome you home. Just welcome home.
Welcome
Welcome to
home.
Chase Great. That's it.
I love it.
If you think that you've been called to coach, Chase Great University is the place for you to be, especially as a kingdom coach, because you're going to be guided with Christian principles. And what I love about Coach Latoya, she didn't, and she never does. She's not trying to push a path down your throat. She's trying to help pull out of you, what do you hear God saying? Or what do you know, to get you to be clear about what God is calling you to do and helping you to say your yes. That's all Chase Great is here to do. Help you say your yes, because someone, if God has called you to coach, someone's waiting on you to say that yes. I believe in Chase Great University, and I encourage you to be connected.
I love it. Have a fantastic afternoon. Thank you guys so much for rocking out with us today as we talked about Chase Gray University, Call to Coach Now What. Make sure you check out the series of Call to Coach Now What and learn how you can become connected to our community. Have a fantastic day. Be blessed.
Mhm.